4 people are feared trapped in a 4-story building that collapsed in Kampala's Makindye division last evening. One of the first people who was rescued told NTV off camera that he and his colleagues were resting after a day of work when the building came down suddenly. NTV was at the scene, the first station on the scene after the incident. Let's take a look at what happened.
Ekizimbe nfunye information gigude kusaawa nga 2 naye nga naffe mu mbeera eriwo tetumanyi lwaki abazimba oba abakebezi baffe oba kiki ekituuse ku bizimbe so n'olwekyo tetumanyi namba y'abantu eri muno naye nga kyembadde nfunyeko information nti ekizimbe kibadde kituuse ku mwaliro ogwokuna kati embeera eri wano ngezaako okulaba nga coordinatinga ne Stewall naye kati singa tubadde n'ebyuma byaffe ku ggombola kye tubagamba guno omulimu gwali badde ki mwangu okulaba nga tutaasa kubalamu n'abaliyo naye kakati olina kukubira tawuni kiraaka naye akya coordinatinga ne Stewall tetumanyi oba driver n'asobola okujja so wano nze mbadde nfunye driver wa poliisi tusobole okufuna ekyuma naye kugombola tekiriiwo kubanga bagambye wabaddewo abasulamu nga bwe bazimba nga womanya ekizimbe naye era bw'otunuulira embeera y'ebifunfugu era kikulaga nti ebintu bye badde bakozesa si bya mulembe ate nga na wano tewasaana kalira nnya kubanga wansi mazzi so kakati eyo embeera naye ng'olaba otunuulira wonna ekizimbe ekibadde kizimbiddwa obulungi nga kigumu tekisobola kufaanana bwe kiti bw'otunuulira bulooka ziri tesobola kubanga zibadde zizimba kalira
ngenza okuya ekizimbe nsoose kula amasanyalaze kumbe waliwo ndowooza ebulooka ebikola ki ebigwa ku kizimbe ebiva ku kizimbe okugwa ku masanyalaze ngenza okuya oguntu guyiika nga ntuuka ku geeti wali ewaabwe kati kwe kujja ndaba kiki nga omanye ekintu ekyekanga owekazi tosooka kuba na bwongo saawe ngenza okulaba ate ndaba ekyangaala oba okitegeera kati awo tugeza okuwulira amasanyalaze abalala ekizimbe kigudde so kati embeera ebaddewo netusala.
Let's now talk to our reporter Ali Mivule, who has been to the construction site where the building collapsed. He updates us on what has been happening there. A very good evening, my brother Ali Mivule. What's the latest as we speak?
Well, a very good evening to you, Romeo Wasiku. Today it's been a very busy day at Ekelezia Zone. That's where the 4-story building caved in, and it's been a hard battle for the fire brigade to try and rescue some people that were believed to be trapped down in that rubble. Since last evening, there were reports that actually some people might still be down that rubble, but by the end of today, this evening, by the time we left, actually there was no other person that was rescued apart from the one that was rescued in the evening. And at the moment, we've not yet got the identity of that person, but at least we got to know that he was a teacher who, after the COVID-19 pandemic had hit hard, he decided to go on a construction site and actually start earning a living there. And by the time the building caved in at around 8 p.m., he said that he had some other colleagues, but as of now, we haven't actually seen any other person that has been rescued. Now, when we reached the scene, what was left of the 4-story building were just a few iron bars that seemed very, very weak, and also they crushed debris where the excavator was trying to scoop away from that place. But we spoke to some people, and actually they gave some account. Because now this building belongs to Juma Kagolo, who happens to also own another building just beside that building that caved in. It's also a 4-story building, and actually some residents had some concern that if the first one caved in, then what happens to the second one? And some of the leaders were suggesting that actually that very building that is still there needs to be also demolished. Now, we spoke to some people, and they gave the account of what really happened today.
Mutoya neighbor ne bagibomola nawanik nagamba kati mpulira kawewo ne batweka ne bayiwa amazzi then ne bamujjamu naye yabadde teyakosebwa nnyo nga tugamba nze nvuddemu naye mbadde neebase naye omwana abadde musomesa abasomesa babarilizinge badde ku masomero omwana abadde musomesa n'agamba kale nze ndi musomesa naye covid ono yandeese okudda ku sayiti
mu kusimba kibadde kidduka emisinde kitakambika ekyokubiri nti inginiya ndowooza bwe yapatana yazimba feezi yasooka nebeera nga ebalansinga bulungi nga bwemanyi embeera y'ekampala nti erimu okuyiiya paati eno yasigala kuba ebadde ntono twagenza okulaba naye mu kaseera katono nnyo nga batandise okunyigawo kalina ennaku zibadde nga 5 ku wiiki emu.
It's not about this building in America, in Canada, a building collapsed. So what is the solution? To get the machine, to get organize a rescue team where they reside. That is the solution.
Makindye. But again, as it has always been, like it's been a practice for many of the politicians to come in and assess the situation. It wasn't any different today where the leadership of KCCA came to this place. They were led by the Executive Director, Dorothy Chisaka, as well as the Kampala Lord Mayor, Erias Lukwago, and some other leaders. And we spoke to the leaders, and this is what they had to say about the whole issue.
Especially in the division, we have witnessed such calamities here quite often. And since the COVID outbreak, I think this is the second or third structure coming down within a space of around 5 months. This is very, very absurd. It's regrettable. We are hoping against hope that at least we retrieve the people who are still trapped down there. Because as we talk right now, the information we are getting from the police here, they have so far retrieved one person alive, thank God. And that person was still in control of his senses, was not in a critical condition, and was able to tell police what exactly transpired before the structure came tumbling down. And that information we have established from police is that there are 3 more who are still trapped there.
Well, much in the division has had a fair share of buildings caving in, collapsing, and some other accidents. And just this year, a building collapsed in Kansanga. But again, this is not the first time that buildings are caving in, because since 2006, we've been having such accidents as we prepared for these graphics. The country has experienced collapsing building disasters over the years. For instance, in August 2006, a church in Boise collapsed, killing 28 people. 2 years later, there were 3 other incidents, with a building wall collapsing at Mini Price Button Nemirembe Road in January 2008, killing 3 people. The following month in 2008, 10 people died after a building under construction at St. Peter's SS Nalia collapsed. Later in October 2008, the NSSF Pension Tower collapsed, killing at least 7 people. March 2009 saw a building collapsing at Nasser Road, killing 2 people. In January 2010, a Loam Street construction site collapsed, claiming 2 lives. In July 2011 in Ntinda, a construction site collapsed, killing 7 people. And in July 2012, a Lugogo construction site caved in, with 2 workers killed. In August 2014, a Kansanga building caved in, 2 people got injured. In December 2015, a building at Kansanga collapsed, killing 5 people. No lives were lost in April 2016 after a 3-story building collapsed in Makerere. However, in October 2019, a building site in Bakula caved in, claiming 2 lives. So far this year, we've had 3 notable incidents. 6 lives were lost in January 2020 after a building collapsed in Jinja, and in April 2020, a building site collapsed in Kitubulu, Entebbe, with no lives lost. And lastly, in Kansanga, 10 lives were lost in May 2020 after a building caved in. Well, those are some of the buildings that have been caving in over the years. But today we spoke to Kampala the spokesperson of police Kampala, that's Patrick Onyango, who confirmed that actually 2 people from the KCCA Fiscal Planning Department have been arrested. He says that actually they first sent in a notice to stop the works at this construction site, and then later on they went back and then cancelled it, and construction went ahead. So that's the irony of whatever is happening there. So it seems there is something that needs to be done at KCCA. Now let me get back to you, Romeo Busiku, in studio as we engage more on this topic.
Maybe, Ali, before I let you go, yesterday when the news was just breaking at this site, we had some disgruntled people who were saying that they were going to get up in arms and, you know, go and attack the leaders who were not doing enough because they thought it was their problem this building collapsed. What kind of a message are you getting from the people on the ground?
When it comes to such things, the people have the right to get angry because it's them that elect these people into office. But earlier on, the Kampala Lord Mayor Erasto Lukago said that the fiscal planning department is not fully constituted because the one who was in acting capacity, that's Mr. Katongole, was actually imprisoned. If you remember, the incident that happened earlier on. So he was imprisoned following different accusations. So at the moment, the department has no one. And if there is any blame game, who are you going to blame at the moment? That was the concern of the Lord Mayor. But the people have the right to get angry. But again, they don't have the right to get onto these people and maybe maul them, which is very, very wrong.
Mr. Ali, many thanks for that update. Thank you very much.